Welcome. Tonight is a new moon. Not just any new moon. Tonight, this new moon is an eclipse. It is a solar eclipse. This new moon is also known as the Ring of Fire. We have the element of fire on every new moon, but on the eclipse, the fire intensifies. This is very karmic energy. This is very heavy energy. This is the time for consequences. This is the time for justice. This is the time for vengeance. And so if you've been wronged, this is where the universe rewards you and punishes those who have not learned their lessons here on this hellish dimension of Earth. Here, tonight, this is the new moon energy, the time of darkness, illuminated by a ring of fire. And tonight we celebrate our independence, our power, our refusal to stay silent in the darkness. This illuminates the core issues right on the horizon. The time for eclipses shines some light on our situations. It reveals who we are, who we really are destined to be. This is the heightened energy where things overlay and collide and bring balance and harmony. Complementary, where everything falls together and rises together. This is new moon energy, the time of darkness, the time of void, with consequences right on the horizon. Okay, welcome, one and all. Tonight is a very special reading. Tonight is moon phase number 7. This is 2026, February 17th. Now, tonight is very special because in this new moon phase, it is also an eclipse energy. This is the Ring of Fire, where the sun glows behind the moon. It glows like a ring of fire. It's very eclipsing. This is eclipse energy. So, in tonight's new moon reading, this will be a solar eclipse. And how fittingly new moons represent fire. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, I'm using the Theatrics as an oracle deck. I'm using the Gilded Tarot Royale as a tarot deck. And I'm using my own psychic test cards to represent the energies of tonight. You can purchase these if you'd like to play the guessing game, or the memory game. Well, not really memory game. A guessing game, psychic test game. It's available on my website if you'd like to get your own deck. Now. So, tonight, moon phase number 7, 2026, February 17th, this solar eclipse, we have the Ring of Fire here. A very special energy. New moons represent the element of fire, especially on solar eclipses like tonight. Here we got the fire element, the Ring of Fire, right here. Now, just talking about the Ring of Fire a little more. If you're not familiar with the west coast of America, or around, there's this volcano thing around the Pacific Ocean called the Ring of Fire, where all the fault lines kind of line up and volcanoes are all around there. And so right now a lot of volcanoes are being activated, and so the Ring of Fire, there's like earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes, and it's an eclipse energy tonight. Moon phase 7, 2026, the year of individuality, the year of new beginnings. February, the month of love, and 17 is tonight. In this reading, the Ring of Fire, Fire Moon energy on the table. Next we got, because we're in February 17th, and this is the time of Aquarius. Aquarius is an air element, even though it's a water bearer, kind of like the winds across the ocean, almost like a tornado, cyclone, tsunami kind of thing. So we got air, the element of air on the table, and we are currently, for this reading, in the season of winter, so we also got water. So the fire moon, fire on the table, the Aquarius air on the table, and the winter water also on the table. Okay, so tonight's reading is going to be 3 of these cards and 3 of these cards to clarify these cards. So, let's get started. What do we got for tonight? The special eclipse, solar eclipse, moon phase reading. Alright. This one. Got 2 there? Oh, we got 3 here. Okay. Now, with these cards, I specifically have... I only accept 3, no more. So, I'm gonna let you look at these. We got a girl in a chair swinging over a cup. We got the ricochet energy, or the despair card, and we got time. Like, you feel like time's against you or something. So, there you go. You got to look at that. Oh, there's a lingering card right here. Nope, we're not using that one. Okay. So, let's get these cards in order, shall we? No interference tonight. This is eclipse energy. Eclipse energy is very karmic. There are consequences in play today. Tonight. That card came out anyway. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, I'm just gonna show you the cuteness right here. There it is, the cuteness. Okay, so what do we got? Interesting. Okay. Fantastic. For your career, for your life in general. Now you feel like time's against you. You feel like you're running out of time. You don't know what you're doing. You're going. You feel like you've been cast out, and you're just kind of like trying to survive, catching branch after branch, and yet you're in the prime of your life. You're making things happen. This is a fantastic card for self-mastery with the crown there. This is a time of creation with the pregnancy there. Now, not just physical creation, but, well, you can create merchandise, you can create physical products like books and everything. This is a physical card of creation, of self-mastery, of the prime of your life, of being fertile, of giving life to new ideas, to new projects. And yeah, here's a green character. This is like a bluish character with plants on her. This is a green character. So this is a young character, like not knowing what they're doing, and yet masterfully dancing around these branches in a time of chaos, in a time of struggle. They're doing well with their situation, and they're coming out on top of their game. And this is prime mastery, and this is adaptation. This is, you know how to dance with the danger. And here, well, we got an old guy writing a list, and there's time, and there's this really bored looking dragon right there. And so, following order, following logic, following what's it called? Tradition. Well, it's very boring, right? And it's like, oh, we've always done this how it is, it will always be here. And nope, not anymore. Times have changed. This is the time card. Times have changed. Time feels like we're running out. Well, we're in a new game. This time doesn't apply. So for example, you may have been used to having like a normie job, like a 9-to-5 kind of situation, where you gotta clock in, clock out. That's how everything has always been. And this dragon, this beast of power, of inspiration, is so bored with this normie tradition being like tamed. This wild dragon is tamed by this wizard that has all their traditions and everything. The dragon just wants to be a dragon, and yet it got so old and miserable because it was under the control of this old guy. It's like, nope, it's time to write, and it's, nope, you can't be the dragon because you're like a rug right now. So this is a powerful beast that's been tamed and diminished. In the wild side has been taken away from it. It got older, and now it's subservient to this creature, and it's bored. And yet it's in reverse, so that means the opposite. The dragon's coming to life. The dragon's finally, stretching out its wings and not worrying about the element of time, the element of structure, the element of tradition. The dragon is embracing the inside, the inner dragon. This is the time of fire. This is the ring of fire. This is the time of the solar eclipse. Very karmic energies, very consequential type of energies. This is the dragon, the wild spirit within, coming to life and saying, this structure is not working for my soul. I need something different. And so this can represent a tower moment that you're cast out of that 9-to-5 job and you don't know what you're doing, and yet this is the change. Here we got the Aquarius, right? The winds of change. So here's the roaring fire, the passion within, the spirit. We got the winds of change here, casting you aside, and yet you're learning how to fly, you're learning how to dance. This is a beautiful card for adaptation, of self-mastery. So in this energy, you don't know what you're doing, and yet you're masterfully going through all these things like dodging chaos, overcoming all these obstacles. You're doing this beautifully. So you may think you're not knowing what you're doing, but if you could see yourself, like if this moment was recorded in your life, then you look back on it and it's like, oh well, that was brilliant of me. Oh, that was amazing. So now this old guy, he's like, oh no, you have to reach 85 to learn how to fly. That's the process. And you're like, no, I'm flying now. I'm not gonna be that sad dragon that waited on tradition. The fire is within. The air is the element of change, and the water is the nurturing. Here we go. This is self-care. This is self-mastery. This is creation, the waters of creation, the fires of destruction, and the winds of change. Right there. So, fantastic reading for yourself, for the energies of the solar eclipse. Now let's get the clarifying cards right here. Winds of change, causing the wind. Right there. Okay. Winds of change. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Temperance. Okay. So, here's time and temperance. Okay, so this is like the time card in reverse means either you're having difficulty with deadlines, you're having difficulty with traditions, and so maybe there's someone in your life that's more traditional, more about the deadlines, and you're trying to not lose your temper with them because they're stuck in their traditions, they're stuck in their mindsets. And so maybe, like, if you become a YouTuber and yet your family is like, that's not stability, and you should have 9 to 5 and decay your soul like the rest of us. It's like, no, technology has changed. We can do this for a living and make a lot of money off of it if we know what we're doing. So, yeah, this is... We got the water and the fire in balance here. This is... Temperance is in her rising angelic state, as opposed to her falling demonic state. She's in control of her emotions here. She's looking for a peaceful outcome as opposed to doing the vengeance thing. She's looking to tame the waters. Here we got Aquarius energy right here. And that's like the water bearer. This is the intellect behind the decisions. This is like the jester whispering into the king's and queen's ears to redirect sort of things. And we got the fire and the water right here. It's just like Temperance, the water bearer, the Aquarius. And so this is the middle road, the middle road. So when you have opposing ideas, opposing thoughts, when you have a traditional mindset, just so stubborn, and some sort of time element that things are not working, this is like the mediator. This is the diplomat. This is the one who goes between the hells and the heavens and speaks for both sides. This is the middle path. This is taking the fire and the rage and the water and the sorrow and coming up with some sort of solution. Getting two opposing things to work together for the same goal. So, in addition to this, if you're working on a project and you can't make your deadlines, well, realize that time is relative. That time is an illusion. Even though you missed your deadline, does that mean you stop working on the project? Do you delete it, or do you work on it a little more? You master that project and you release it later. Okay, time is an illusion. Just because you didn't do something on Halloween, well, that inspires you to do more Halloween stuff in a different way when it's not Halloween. So if you miss a deadline, still work on it, and eventually you'll work on your own timetable, your own process. So this is structured time, and this is you're making your own time. When you feel ill, when you feel weakened, then you can take a rest, you can take a break, because you don't have that structure. You don't have that tradition of that 9 to 5. It's like, right now, I need a rest. Especially, like, with this 9 to 5, you can't work at 3 a.m. Like, if you have all the energy, you're forbidden to work at 3 a.m. because it's a 9 to 5. And so, especially if you're like a night creature, Even if you take like a graveyard shift, you still gotta show up when they want you and not when you have the energy. So with time in reverse, sure, it's scary and you don't know what you're doing because you have to decide things for yourself. So initially it can be a scary, uncomfortable situation, and yet you have a balanced mindset with the time. Either time is against you, or time is running out, or time, maybe you just don't have the time to deal with things that don't suit your new reality. There's that. So these are fantastic balance cards. Okay, you're handling the situation well. Now let's clarify the balance. Yes, okay. Interesting. So, the winds of change, when it causes us to redirect in life, when this tower moment happens and we lose our passion in life, and it's scary, it's traumatic, and we don't know where we're going. Well, you know, there's the initial impact it's devastating, like being kicked out of your education, out of your future, out of your career, out of your house, your relationship. When the winds of change come around, it can be a very traumatic experience, and yet because you're so busy adapting, then the trauma card, it's still lingering, but it's healing. This is a fantastic healing of the trauma card because you are distracted, because the winds of change kind of made everything chaotic, and so you have to focus on your survival, focus on the things that really matter, and this is a healing mechanism because now you're not, you know, in your fallen, distressed state of anger and sorrow. You're more level-headed, you're more balanced to deal with this turnaround. And because you're so focused on these branches, you know, this isn't as impactful. It's now, you know, put on the back burner. Whatever this trauma situation is, you're healing from it. So it's not as impactful anymore. And then we got the final card of abundance, of self-mastery, of comfort, of stability. And to clarify that, we have the devil. How interesting. We got the ring of fire, the eclipse energy, and the devil card. This is a good devil. This is a fantastic devil, especially with the temperance. How wonderful. Absolutely amazing. These two will dance the night away, all night long. You finally find someone you can actually build something with. So, whatever happened in your life, this tragedy, of this tower moment, of this idea of normalcy, this idea of tradition, this thing that made your soul discontented. Whatever this normal traditional thing was, it made you docile. And so, because this was shaken up, because the winds of change came around, now you're ready to rise. Now you're ready to become the dragon that you always were within. Your wild side, not your docile, passive side, because a dragon is not supposed to be a rug, you know? This old wizard with all of his traditions, he made the dragon into a rug, and it's still alive. Okay, this dragon wants to be a dragon, and so finally the dragon rebelled after all this time. So the winds of change, you know, the dragon flapped its wings, and the winds of change came around, casting you out like a devil, casting you out of the tower. You had to adapt, you had to think on your feet. And the initial trauma, the initial impact is now diminished because you're distracted by survival. And now you're on steady ground, you have the stability. This is the growth card. So when we have the feminine and the masculine here, you know, they're dancing, they're harmonizing. We have the growth card right here. You're making things happen together. You're finding your own tribe. Spiritual kin, people you actually resonate with. And so, because they're separated, it seems like they both the feminine and the masculine, both had to go through these tower moments where traditions were no longer effective, and so you had to find that wildness within to become entrepreneurs, to think on your feet, to get something done that's not traditional, that's not as expected. And so these are mastery cards. This is the self-care, the self-mastery. This is adaptation. This is in the process of self-mastery, healing the tragedy, healing the trauma. And these are wonderful cards. This is passion. This is adventure. This is the Ring of Fire right here. We got the Mars here too. So basically the same energy. Ring of Fire right here. Eclipse energy. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. These are level-headed people with the Ring of Fire energy. You burn down what is detrimental to society. This is the type of devil that has an agenda, that has a burning passion, a drive to expose things that were not so good in society, to bring them to light, to be the light bringer. And usually those are darker topics. So, like a freedom speaker, someone making a broadcast to expose the truth. This is the devil in rising energy. The one that has to operate in the shadows to get things done that the light will not do for themselves. No. The devil has to be cast out of the special fancy tower and expose the crimes that happened in the light, in the element of shadow. Think of like a vigilante, a superhero who has to wear a mask to actually get something done that normal society can't make happen, because it's not effective at doing their jobs. Maybe the elements of light are too busy, catering to the bad guys instead of actually doing their job. And so the devil comes around and does his job. This is the illuminated devil. This is the enlightened rebel. And you got a companion right here. Both the feminine and the masculine. Both level-headed. With the Ring of Fire energy. The time of darkness. The time of bleeding. It is a fantastic reading. Fantastic energy. Of self-mastery, of healing trauma, of being at your best, of creating something new. So, in your own life, when the winds of change come around, and it can be a scary process, there is actual danger here. All these branches could actually impact you, but you know how to dance around them so it doesn't impact you. All this tragedy, all this trauma has made you adaptive, has made you light on your feet. So you can survive those situations. And this character develops into a character that has stable ground, finally, and is able to build something new because of this tragedy, this redirection. So the air, the winds of change, redirected, the burning down. This is exactly what this is. the Ring of Fire, burning down, casting light on situations that are not beneficial to society. The Winds of Change, to mix things up, to redirect the energies, to remove you from these toxic situations, and redirect you into positive, beneficial directions. Then we got the winter, the time of water and darkness and cold, and yet we got this fire here, the Ring of Fire, to keep yourself warm in the darkness. Fantastic. So yeah, you're healing. Whatever traumatic situation happened, you're finding stability, and you're meeting your match in the future. This redirection, whatever cast you away, is redirecting you to find your match, to find the people that you are most like yourself. This is your spiritual kin. This is your soul family, your star family. There's these stars and everything. So, in eclipse energies, these are the times of big traumatic and dramatic situations where something that seems like a huge tragedy, it eclipses our lives. Well, there's that silver lining in the sky. This eclipse, this dramatic thing happened to cast us out of a situation that would have led to our own demise, our soul's decay, and we can't have the soul decaying. No, we were set free. We were set by the universe to fly, to finally open our wings, and we are thriving because of that. We are no longer bound into this toxic element of time and schedule. We're making our own way, and we're finding our own ground. So this is very healing, to be focused on the obstacles, to not dwell and ruminate in the past traumas. You will find your dancing partner. Okay, life casts you out. You learned how to dance on your own. Okay, this is 2026, the year of one, the year of individuality. With the year of individuality, you have mastered yourself. You are learning how to be alone. You are learning how to thrive in a selfish way, where you have to put up boundaries, you have to cut ties with people. You're on your own, and you're making things happen. Once you have mastered yourself, you are ready to meet other people who have mastered themselves. And these are the best, healthiest relationships and friendship dynamics, when you have two people who are whole by themselves, and then they meet. Then they can form this bond that is powerful, romantic, passionate, and this is like a friendship of someone who is always there, someone who you can rely on, someone who can always support you. These characters know the element of fire, the Ring of Fire, the elements of vengeance, the elements of karma, the elements of ricochet type of energy. This is a defender, a protector, and these two characters, they inspire. They have this burning passion to lead the way into a brighter future. And so this is also Aquarius energy. And what Aquarius is, it's the opposite of Leo, right? Leo is like, look at me, I'm here, I'm amazing. And so Aquarius is the opposite of that. It's like, look at us. We are amazing. We are inspiring. This is like community orientated. This is like doing something for the greater goods, doing something for the community, the society, to benefit society. So Aquarius, with the Ring of Fire, we're burning down what doesn't work for society, and we're talking about it. This is the enlightened rebel. You got a burning passion, a fire to talk about things of what this previous system of abuse and control did to the soul, how it diminished us, how it contained us. So the wild side has to come out to ignite a burning fire in these systems and organizations that do not work. Directed by the winds of change, directed by intelligence. Okay, the air element is the element of intelligence. You got this. You got the fire element, which is, the burning passion and the rage. And if it's all fire, then it's a wildfire and it burns down everything. It's dangerous. But it's controlled with the air element. It's directed with the air element, redirected. And so if it comes too close to burning something, it can be pushed away into a different direction. It's controlled. And we got the water element, the safety precaution. If things get out of hand, we can always extinguish it. And that's where this is. And especially with the Three of Swords in reverse. If it was upright with the winds of change, then this is pain redirecting everything. When it's in reverse, combined with the Temperance, this is level-headed action that's inspired by a tragedy, but it's not like lashing out in painful rage. It's controlled, it's tempered. You got that water ready to put out the fire if needed. You got the fire ready to burn everything down. You got the wind to redirect everything. So, fantastic energy for the moon phase number 7 in 2026, the year of 1, February, the year of love. The month of love. 17. It's 17. Adds up to 8. 8 is a very karmic kind of number. And hang on, there's something on the table. Alright. And so, eclipse energy, Ring of Fire. Fantastic time for karma. Fantastic time for your cosmic desires, for justice, for revenge, for vengeance. This is like a cosmic era of time where things finally happen for a reason. This isn't working, we're gonna make things work now. And with the February energy, with the eclipse, with eclipses, you got the water and the fire coming together. Okay? And that's what women and men do. They come together. So, it's a fantastic sign for romance, a fantastic sign for finding your own kind, for friendship, for your spiritual kin, for family, for actually seeing eye to eye. It's wonderful energy. Now, if that's not happening to you right now, this is a sign that it's coming in your future. We are in 2026, the year of 1. And this is the 7th reading. The 7 represents knowledge, so this is like foreknowledge for you. So, wonderful reading for you, and this is like a future dance. Alright, you've been dancing alone all this time. Not sure where you're going in life, but now you finally find someone suitable to actually dance with, who can actually keep up with you on the floor. Fantastic energy. Okay, so new moons. New moons are a time of darkness, and combined with the solar eclipse energy of the Ring of Fire, new moons are very karmic ending and new beginning. This is where things collide, where things actually happen. These are big moments in time. So this is like finding a lover. This is finding a friend, finding a community. And it's wonderful. So new moon energy. New moons are a time of darkness. And so things may feel out of control right now. Like you're like a little leaf blown in the wind, but this is stability. Don't be attached to deadlines. Don't be attached to traditions. You gotta find your own way with this energy. And if you keep yourself busy, it helps with the trauma. And things are destined for the future to actually resonate and harmonize with you. Alright, fantastic reading for you. Love is on the table. This is an amazing dancer. You're an amazing dancer. You two can dance the night away in this eclipse energy. Okay, so have fun out there. And happy Ring of Fire night. The time of blood, the time of fire, the time of darkness. Very romantic. So good for you. Okay, well, have yourself a wonderful night. And there we were. That was our new moon reading. Oh, how wonderful. How just. How karmic. For the new moon. In the Ring of Fire. The eclipse. The solar eclipse. Of darkness. With the tiny illumination. Of potential. The potential to be at your best. The potential to take matters into your own hands. Because this life is not worth waiting for. We don't know our next moment. We could lose everything at any time. And so now it is a reminder in the skies that we could lose it. Every moment. Every moment that we hold dear. Every moment that is precious to us, it could all vanish without a trace. And so, that is our lesson, to evaluate why it is still here. And if you do not respect what is around you, then it will fall away from you, and consequences will reign supreme, as in the dark energy of the Ring of Fire.